Hey guys, I wanted to talk about ZZZ today. Something that I think a lot of people aren't bringing up. Sorry if you think I have a shitty microphone. You're just gonna have to fucking deal with it. Um, there's a big problem with this game, and surprisingly, I don't see people talk about this, which is weird because they should. This game has a big problem, and there's a word that I would like to use that emphasizes this problem. It is a special word called variety. Now, why I'm bringing this word up is because this game has a severe lack of variety, which is incredibly disappointing to someone like me, who was like who watched the stream where the devs talked about the game and heard something that they said many times throughout this stream, where they said combat focused. Now, there's something about a combat focused game and the word variety that sort of intermingles, like if a game is combat focused, there should be a lot of variety to that combat. I don't think I am wrong in saying this. It should be fairly obvious that that is the case. I picked Nicole here. I'm going to do a bit of example about what I mean by this lack of variety. I am not going to only showcase Nicole. I'm going to pull out a couple other characters as well. But I'm going to start with Nicole because she's my favorite character in the game so far. And I mean that purely on aesthetic and not in gameplay, because in terms of gameplay, I am incredibly disappointed. Alright, so to start off this example, to showcase the variety of this game, I'm going to showcase your options you have as the character to engage in combat. Okay? Okay, so we have a basic attack that has 3 hits to it. So 1, 2, 3. There is a she does have a charged attack where after the first, second, or I think you can do it after the 3rd hit as well, if you hold the button. So 1 hit, hold. She does this little like launch thing with that does ether damage instead of physical damage. This also causes her to reload her gun case, or whatever. Now, again, I just showed you something that is going to become a example of what I mean in a lack of variety. But I'll get to it in a little bit. So another thing you can do is a dash attack. That is her dash attack right there. Sort of looks like the final hit of her combat string. Yeah, for your basic attacks, that's kind of all she has. All of her square button inputs is basically just her 3-string hit, the charge, and then the dash. That's all you can do with the square input. I'm on PlayStation, by the way. That's all you can do with your basic attack input. Now, let's get to her skill. Her skill, without having any, without having the charged version, her normal version, not the EX version, does this. Now, doesn't that look a little familiar? It's because it does. It's the same attack as her charge. Her basic attack charge. It's the same thing. Boom. Look at that. It reloads the gun too. Boom. Reloads the gun. It's the same move. Again, the key word here, variety. Okay, but let's talk about, well, what about her her actual charged version, right? So let's get this unlimited energy going here, and let's do this, all right? So let's actually shoot this at the enemy. So this is her EX special skill thing, you know, whatever you want to call it. Boom. She shoots that orb, right? That looks cool, right? I think that looks cool too. Well, at least I used to think it looked cool. I'm sick and tired of looking at it now after doing it so many times over and over and over and over again, because that's all you can fucking do. But you might be like, oh, can you do anything else? Is that all you can do? You can charge it for a little bit, but you still launch the orb. The orb lasts a little longer maybe, or something. Also, the enemies take damage if you do it right in front of them too, so the charging will do extra damage. Just a little note there. But for me, doing this orb over and over and over and over and over, it's not very, again, the keyword variety. Now, you might be saying, this guy doesn't know about the hidden inputs. He doesn't know about the hidden inputs. Let's go into the hidden inputs, shall we? So, for those of you who might not know this, if you use the skill, the charged EX skill, and you do a rotation of the stick, she'll do a different move. I put in quotations there for me, quote unquote different move. But let's be real here. It's not a different move. It's the same move. It's just, she just does it in a little bit of a different way. Let me show you what I mean. So you have the normal version, right? Let's charge it up a bit. Boom. There you go. Launches the orb, right? Oh, but let's do this different hidden mechanic, right? Let's do that. We're gonna charge it up. Do that. Oh, she's sitting on it. Let's see what she does. She just shot an orb. Again. She just shoots the orb again. She didn't do anything different. She just shot the orb again. Now the orb lasted a little bit longer. But if I'm sick and tired of seeing the same orb shot out again and again, doing a mechanic where I'm just gonna shoot the orb again, but it lasts longer, it doesn't really help. Oh, but can she do anything else? Oh, but what about the other one? What about the other one? Oh, it's just it's just another orb. All right, well, these are her basic inputs, but you know the game has a parry system, right? It also has the chain attack system. You know, when you stun an enemy, you activate a chain attack, allowing you to switch to your other characters and they do a move, which I also have issues with, by the way. And I'm about to explain why I have an issue with this. And again, it comes to the word I'm going to keep bringing up in this video: variety. Alright, so for this, I have brought in Ambi. Ambi's going to stun the enemy for me, and we'll get the chain attack going. Alright, we got the chain attack. What's Nicole gonna do? What's Nicole gonna do? She shot another orb. Alright, we've done her EX, special, her different, like, flick the stick to make it longer shit, the one where she launches in the air, all these different fucking orbs, the chain attack launching into the orb. But what's her ultimate do, right? What's the ultimate gonna fucking do? Is it gonna be some like big rocket launcher like thing? Like, what's she gonna do with this case? What else can this case do, right? Let's see. What's this gonna do, huh? Again, it's another orb. It's just nothing but orb, 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 orb. Now, why is it that this character keeps doing the same thing over and over again? It's just, we launch an orb, launch an orb, launch an orb. Shut the fuck up, I'm trying to talk here, Nicole. Why is this? Why is there not a variety of things that the character can do? Well, this has to do with something that is happening with all of the characters in this game. All of the characters suffer from this. And the characters are all designed to do a very specific thing. They are designed to do one thing. Their entire kit is involved doing this one thing. They're completely one-dimensional in their play style. This one-dimensionalism is the reason why there is no variety in the game. Alright, so now to showcase another character to try to not just be like completely one side and then like only showing off Nicole. Let's show off a different character here. This is the new character that just came up on the new banner. Can't fucking remember what her name is, but I don't fucking care anyway. So I got her, played with her for a little bit, and then I uninstalled the game because I was disappointed. But of course I have reinstalled the game so I could make this video, because I came up with the idea to make this video after seeing more people not talking about this at all, the variety problem. But I'm gonna, you know, obviously bring that up, hopefully get more people talking about this problem. Let's start getting into the options that you have with this character. So again, you have a basic attack with this character. She hits up more times than Nicole does, because Nicole's is only a 3-hit string. But as you can see here, she certainly hits a lot more. But that's the string, and it's basically just this over and over again. Yep. Now she has a thing where if you push on the joystick in any directions while you are attacking, she will do a dash attack. Like so. Like you see her do a little jump there, and she like pop 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 pop. Yep. So the pushing on the joystick will make her do that as you're attacking. Now, again, this is a little tech that she has, but here comes the variety problem again. If you do her dash attack, just like Nicole had her own dash attack, where you know, dash and then attack, it's the same move. Again, like boom, look at that. It's the same thing again. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. If you push back and do it, it's the same thing. Push forward and do it. Push to the right, to the left. And again, it's the same thing like while you're doing the combo. Like I'm gonna do the combo and then push the joystick, and I'm gonna do it in different directions too. Boom, left, here's the left. Alright, we're gonna go to the right. Right, bada-ba-ba. We're gonna push back. Same thing. Push forward. Push forward. Boom, boom, boom. Like there it is again. It's the same thing. Like, it's not new. It's not new stuff. They're making another input to do a move she can already do on its own. Like, you do the dash attack. Do the dash attack. Oh, this in an input just makes you do the dash attack again during your string. It's not a new thing. Again, the lack of variety. They're making these inputs that just make the character do things they can already do through another input. Now she has another mechanic with her basic attack where she enters a different type of attack mode, and to activate this different attack mode, you hold the basic attack button as you're comboing. So if you hold it, you do the basic attack, first, and then you enter this mode where she just starts blasting. Now, as you can see, it was dealing a bunch of ether damage because I had a bunch of charges. I'll go into the charges in a bit because, again, this is going to go into the one-dimensionalism that I brought up earlier with Nicole. Again, shows up with this character, and it shows up with every character, by the way. This isn't, again, this is not a niche thing. This is every character in the game. But this mode, she'll just start blasting. Obviously, it's doing physical damage right now. And we'll go into how you build up charges in a second to make it do ether damage, but it's just the same thing again. You just repeat the same attack motions over and over again. The attacks look the same with the charges. Now again with her normal attack, while you're if you do on the push on the joystick, she'll start doing her dash attacks. This shows up again with her charged mode here, where she starts blasting. If you push on the joystick, she bounces backwards. She bounces to the left. She bounces to the left. All right, we're gonna push on the right. We're gonna push on the right. Okay. It's the same thing, but it does it in her charged form. All right, now let's talk about her charges. There are many ways to get her charges, and that's again through you can use her EX special to do that. Boom. You can see in the top left I'm gaining charges from that, and then obviously I can use these charges by holding the button down. Alright, so let's keep diving into more of her options, okay? So you have her skill, the uncharged version where she just lobs a little ether grenade launcher thing at him, you just pop. It travels in an arc. You can see it traveling to the enemy. When you do this, you can tap it 3 times and she'll bop 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 3 times in a row. Bop bop bop. It only goes up to 3 times. Now, there's not really a reason you would use this, I don't think. It doesn't really deal much damage, and it doesn't give you charges either. Let me use my charges real quick. Alright, there goes my charges, and now I'm, well, I just got the charged version from attacking, so let me get rid of those real quick. Alright, now I'm back to 0, and now if I do this, I don't gain any charges. The whole point of her EX special is to gain charges, and if you don't have the charged EX, there's really no reason to use it because you don't gain charges, and the whole point is to gain charges, so you can do the big blast 'em. You can do the big blast 'em, which you need charges to really do the big damage with. Now, once you have the charges, her EX special does this. She launches a bunch of rounds at the enemy, dealing ether damage, and as you can see, I gained some charges from that. Let me use them real quick. Now you can she has another version of her EX special where if you dash and then use it,
sustain fire.
So I have my EX special back, right? So I'm gonna dash and then cast it. She does kind of the same move, but it just comes out faster. You get the same amount of charges from it. You don't get any more charges. It's the same amount of charges. It's just a faster way of doing it. It's really not unique at all. She doesn't do an entirely new move. It's just kind of the same move but faster. So it's more efficient, you can say, but it's not really interesting. It's not really unique in a way. Now, what else can she do? All right, we haven't done her chain attack yet, so let's see what her chain attack looks like. Let's make it so the enemy can be stunned, and let's do the chain attack. Bam! All right, she blasts them. All right. That gives you more charges, so that's another way of gaining charges. It does good damage too. but you mainly like doing her chain attack. I think her quick assist should also give her charges. Let's see real quick. Yeah, she gained a single charge from that. So her quick assist also comes in, does some ether damage, and gives her a charge. All right, now what about her ultimate? What's her ultimate look like? All right, so let's do the ultimate.
Fire it well.
We're just gonna let this play out because we don't want to do a chain attack. So that's her ultimate, and her ultimate again also gives her charges. It also does a lot of damage. Now, doing the ultimate itself is a good source of damage, but all of these things, the quick assist, the chain attack, her ultimate, any other way she gains charges, like I think the last hit of her basic attack string also gives her 2 charges. Yeah, she got 1 and then a second one. So now I'm at full charges, and again, all of these things do. I think her parry also gives her some charges as well. All of that is so you can do this. That same attack. We're gonna do that. Quick assist, get another charge, so we can again keep spamming this move over and over and over again. This is the pinnacle of what you want to do with this character. Is just spam the charge attack.
Let's move.
The suppression mode, whatever the game calls it. The thing is, like, the quick assist, the chain attack, her ultimate, I do think these things like look cool.
Roger.
You know, at the moment anyway, like I stun this enemy, hit him, he's stunned. I'm going to hit him with that. Boom. Yeah, that looks cool. For now, but in like 3 or 4 days of having to see that over and over and over again with no way of making it any different, like it's just a simple button push input. Like the game just says push this button on the screen, and then you push that button, and then that happens, and that's going to be the same thing that happens over and over and over again. It's just not what I'm looking for. Like, it's not a way to engage that I want to engage with, you know, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just not it. And I'm not somebody who needs to have like everything be optimal. Like, I want more characters to do more and more things, even if they're not optimal. Like, even if a majority of the move sets that like the characters have that don't get used, I still want them to exist, even if people are just going to be like, well, I'm not going to use them. Because, and I don't want tech. I don't want tech. I want actual new moves, new attack, new combo strings. Like, characters to have more strings to their basic attack. Even if the characters aren't supposed to use them. It just makes the game more varied, you know? And that's what I like. Like, this move here, her uncharged skill, like, I like that this exists, even if it sucks. Like, maybe you can even meme on the enemy where you take them down to like 1 HP and then you finish them off with this dog shit move, you know? Just for the meme. But even then, that's not something you can just do whenever you want. Like, if you gain energy, like right now, I just got the energy. Now I can't even use that if I wanted to. Because now, if I use the skill, it's just going to do the charged version. Like that.
Do it.
You know? It's just not, I don't have freedom. I don't have freedom, and that's what I want. I want freedom, baby. Which, again, serves to the whole one-dimensionalism of the character. The character is designed so that all you basically want to do, I'm gonna just turn on full energy so I can just keep getting stacks, more stacks. So we maxed out, max out her stacks. All right, now we're going to enter and do the charge attacks again. Charge attacks, charge attacks, charge attacks, over and over and over again. That's all you really want to do with the character if you're trying to maximize and play properly. And for me, it doesn't really satisfy me playing the game this way, and that's basically how the game is. There really isn't another way to play. You play the character in accordance to how that character is made to do this one specific thing. Everything else that the character has all builds up into allowing them to do this one thing, because all of these other things like this does good damage, this does some good damage, and accumulates charges, so you just start spamming this. It doesn't really satisfy me, because for me, I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's just something that I don't want to do. Like like, I don't want to see the same orb over and over and over again, even if it's like, oh, it's a little different. Like, it's still the same fucking orb.
Bye bye, suckers. Boom!
That I don't want to see it. Like, when I first started playing the game and I was playing Nicole, after like 3 days, I'm like, I'm already sick of her. I want to do something else. And it's like, oh yeah, well, you can just play another character, and then what? Am I again only supposed to play that character for another 3 days before I get bored of them too? Not to mention that you need all these resources to build the characters in the first place. And speaking of building the characters, another issue is that when you pull a character in this game, that character is the same from when you pull them to in perpetuity. Like, no matter how much time has passed, how much you've put into the character, that character is still essentially the same character as the day you pulled them. Like, everything you put into the character, the experience, the discs drives, their weapon, all of this does is improve numbers. It doesn't affect the character and the way they're played in any way. It's all the same. The character is in from 20 years from now, like this character right here that I'm playing, in 20 years from now, if this game is still playable and you're using this character, you're still just doing this over and over and over again, forever.
Orders.
The character will never change, which I just don't vibe with. Like, I want new things. Like, why when you're leveling up the character and then you go from 10 to 20, level 10 to 20, the character is still the same. They just deal a little bit more damage. Why characters should have more to them. They should be able to do more things. Like, in another thing I want to talk about is the mechanic where you push on the stick while you're doing your attack. Funnily enough, is not even a fucking mechanic that is specific to her, which is another issue in this game. Let me show you what I mean. Alright, so I pulled out 2 other characters. This is Billy and this is Grace. Now, as you can see, they also use guns, just like the other character I shown previously that I don't remember the name of. Yeah, they are also gun users. I'm going to show you something interesting. So I'm going to start firing with Billy here. And if I push on the joystick, he also does a thing where he moves. So he's doing the same thing that the new character does.
You rang?
And this character, Grace, guess what? She also does the same thing. If you push your... See, this is her basic attack right here. She just does this, and if you push on the joystick, like I'm going to push left. Oh, now she shoots and moves left. So, the new character does the same thing. Again, pushing on the joystick allows you to move, is a mechanic that already existed on previous characters. So the new character, and let me tell you that the new character is only the second new character to come out on a banner. So like the first one was the shark girl, right? Ellen or whatever her name is. And now the second banner that just came out with the character I showed earlier is only the second banner to come out, and they're already rehashing and reusing mechanics that already exist on previous characters. They can't come up with anything new. They're already rehashing mechanics. Now, the reason why I am talking about this is because I haven't seen many people talk about this, because I think the game lacks a ton of variety. Like, characters don't do enough stuff. Like, you're just constantly using the same moves over and over again, and there's never any change. And the reason why this upsets me is because if you told me that that is how the game played beforehand, I wouldn't have even played the game in the first place. But the problem was the developers themselves and other people are just constantly, this is a combat-focused game, guys! This is a combat-focused game! It's just like a fighting game. Oh my god, it's like a fighting game. That is the biggest amount of bullshit I have ever heard in my life. This is not that at all. Anybody saying that is fucking coping. That is, it is nothing like a fighting game at all. The characters do not have enough to their kits to make them anything like fighting game characters. Having tech does not make you like a fighting game. Tons of games that aren't fighting games are tech isn't a fighting game thing. There's tons of tech that exists through tons of games. Platformers have tech to make you get through the game faster. Like I'm pretty sure Mario games have tech where you can fucking break the movement physics. that you'd call that tech, right? But but I wouldn't call that tech doesn't make the game a fighting game. It's this is nothing like a fighting game, because what makes a fighting game is combat options and the reason why, a lot of fighting games back in the day, like the really old ones, didn't have tons and tons of options like the games today do. But that was more of the limiting factors of the technology back then. That basically that's all that they could do. Like, I don't know if you've heard of the game Dive Kick, but it's a funny game because it's a fighting game where the only thing you can do is dive kick the enemy. And that makes it funny and enjoyable because that's what the game is advertised as. Ha, it's funny, dive kick the enemy. That's all you can do. Dive kick, dive kick. And it's funny and fun because that's what makes it funny, is like, oh, you can only dive kick. It's a meme. But when you say your game's combat focused and then the game is in fact not combat focused, let me tell you how actually this game lacks combat severely. The amount of time spent not being in combat in this game severely outweighs how much time is actually in combat. I'd swear like 80% of the game is not even involving combat at all. It's fucking waifu simulator bullshit that I do not want. I want combat. Put me in more combat. It's
break time. Perfect for working on my aim.
It's a false advertisement, basically. Like, the developers saying it's a combat focused game, guys, is incredibly bullshit. And even having the, what was it, Street Fighter devs come up and that's just PR bullshit. Pretty sure I can I can guarantee that they did not think the game's mechanics were that deep. They probably were just paid. Let's be real, guys. They were just paid to come over. What do you think they're going to be paid to come over and be like, your game's shit? No, they're going to sit there going, yeah, it's fucking awesome. It like fighting game. Because they get paid to do, they're being paid to do that, okay? It's just, at the end of the day, I'm uninstalling this game again because it's not fun, it's repetitive, and the characters are completely one-dimensional. And when I play this game, it just makes me want to stop and go play something like Devil May Cry instead. No. It's ridiculous.